Hey guys, we're back here again with another deck list video, and this time it is Charizard Flareon. And this is the top 10 list from Japan over there. Their big tournament they had 1,700 people, and the guy that played it come in 10th. I assume it was a guy, it could have been a girl, but come in 10th place, and this just looking super good in this meta, especially with all the tag teams coming out. You're a one prize attacker, can take out tag teams pretty easy. So I thought I'd give the list a shot and let you guys see what it looks like. Now there are some things I don't own. I do not own the Absol from Team Up, and I do not own two Jirachis, and there's a supporter. Bill's Analysis. Yep, is it Bill's Analysis? Yeah, Bill's Analysis. I do not own Bill's Analysis, so these are just proxied in there right now. But I'll tell you what they do. And but let's get into this video. And first, we're starting off with 4 Charmanders. Now these things are from the Team Up series, and he had 3 from Team Up and 3 from Dragon Majesties, I think, and 1 from Team Up. I'm not sure why, except for the attacks are a little bit different. They have the same amount of HP. They have the same amount of retreat. I don't know why he had 3 from the other set and 1 from this set, but this one does for 1 energy, 30 damage, and then discard the energy. So I don't think that's too bad. But anyway, that's what I'm going with because I don't have the other one, so it is what it is. And anyway, we start out with 4 of those. Put those right over there. And then next up, we have 4 of our main attacker, which is Charizard. Has 150 HP, fire type of course, 2 retreat cost, which is a little bit of a problem, but it's not too bad. And then our ability is Roaring Resolve. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may put 2 damage counters on this Pokemon. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 fire energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And then its attack, it only has 1 attack, 2 fire energies, continuous Blaze Ball, 30 plus. Discard all fire energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discard in this way. So basically, you Roaring Resolve, get those 2 energies on, and you're automatically hitting for 130 damage. And then, if you want to, you need to hit more damage, you just attach for turn, then you're automatically hitting for 180. Attach a Choice Band, that's 210. And that's getting your Zoroarks, your Jolteon, it's getting all kinds of stuff. And then if you can get it set up where you have 4 energies on, you're automatically taking out Pikarom, which is the biggest tag team right now that's seeing a lot of play. And then it also hits one-shots on everything else if you can get enough energy up. But that's the main one we're worried about, is the Pikarom, and it's not hard at all to take out with that, as long as you're able to attach a little bit, attach 1 energy, and then Roaring Resolve, and then next turn attach another energy. Or you're first starting out, so you attach to Charmander, and then it comes around to your turn again, and you evolve, promote into active, and then Roaring Resolve, and then attach again, and you're hitting 240, and slap a Choice Band on there, and you're going even higher. And then next up, we have 3 Jirachi. Now this is what I don't have the right cards for. I only have proxies, and I only have 1. I pulled this the other day. This is the only good card I have pulled out of the Team Up. I've opened probably 15 packs so far, and this is the only card that I have pulled that has been worth anything at all. And we're only using this for its Stellar Wish ability. And that ability is, once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a trainer card you find there, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle the other cards back into your deck, and this Pokemon is now asleep. And you might think, oh, that's bad, because then you got to have a Guzma, it's asleep. You got to have a Guzma to get it out, or Escape Rope, or Switch, and it's not really that bad because there are other cards in the deck, and I'll show you why. And if you keep up with the meta, you already know why, but for those who don't, I will show you why. And then next we have another card I don't have, and that is the Absol from Team Up, and I just have a proxy here. But basically the Absol from Team Up, what it says, it has an ability. You don't ever attack with it. Its ability is all basic Pokemon of your opponents, or the active basic Pokemon of your opponent, the retreat cost is 1 colorless more. So basically they can no longer free retreat. There's, if they put up a Tapu Koko, with for retreat, they have to pay an energy cost to retreat it. If they put up something in expanded with a float stone, they can't retreat, or yeah, they can with a float stone because that takes away all retreat. But if they put up a Jirachi with an escape board, the escape board only takes away 1 retreat cost, so they're not able to retreat with that escape board, because then they would have to attach energy and retreat. So it helps with the Jirachis. Like if you're going up against a Zapdos Jirachi deck, then it helps stall them out and make them have to work more to get those energies and make sure they're putting them in the right place. And then next up we have an Eevee. This is the only GX in the deck. The Eevee with the Energy Evolution. And then to go along with that, you can't have one without the other, is Flareon GX. And this is a setup Pokemon basically for this deck. And its first attack is Heat Stage. It does 30 damage, and you may attach 3 Fire Energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon any way you like. And then its next attack is 2 Fire Energy, 1 colorless, 190 damage, discard 2 Fire Energy from this Pokemon. And then what we mainly use it for is late game. In the late game you use Power Burner GX for 1 Fire Energy, and it does 20 damage, and then it does 20 damage times the amount of Fire Energy cards in your discard. So if you've got 8 Fire Energies in your discard, you're swinging for 160 damage. And then you put a Choice Band on, you're hitting 190, which is a lot of basic GX Pokemon out there. Or if you've got 9 in the discard, and then you're doing 180 and then 210 with the GX. So it gets a lot of those. It gets a lot of those basic Pokemon. But that's it for the Pokemon line. And you'll notice there's no Charmeleon in the deck. There is no need to have to evolve from Charmander to Charmeleon. I play this deck online with Alolan Ninetales, not the Jirachi engine because I can't afford that. But I play it with the Alolan Ninetales. I happen to pull some in some packs, so that was good. And I have a Charmeleon. I think I have 1 Charmeleon in the deck, and I never evolve into Charmeleon. It always goes straight into, it's very consistent, always goes straight into Charmander or Charizard, and I'm usually able to string those back to back. There was a game just the other night where I prized 3 of my Charizards, and I was able to rescue Stretcher, a Charizard, over and over and evolve them with rare candy, so that I was able to until I was able to get them out of my prizes by knocking out my opponent's Pokemon. So Charmeleon is just not needed for whatever reason. This stage 2 just goes easy. And then for the supporter line, we have 4 Cynthia. Now in Japan, he's only playing 3 Cynthia. Now I may change this to where it matches exactly. I like the 4 Cynthia. He plays a 4-line of Lily instead of a 3-line like I'm doing here. So he plays a 4-line of Lily and then a 3-line of Cynthia. And maybe that's what I should do. I don't know. I'll have to find out. But I think I like Cynthia better. And in here we have 3 Lily, and that is for that turn 1 Lily. Drawn up to 8 cards is just massive. And there's no reason, and that's probably why he plays 4, so you have a better chance of hitting it. But drawing up to 8 cards on your first turn, no matter if you're going first or second, it's just you just can't go wrong by that. And next up is our switching supporters, and that's 3 Guzmas. And everybody knows what that does. It drags Pokemon out of the active. Drags their Pokemon off the bench, whichever one you choose, and puts it in the active. So you can take those strategic KOs. And then next up is another proxy, and this is just a card turned over upside down. Oh, sorry about that. And it is supposed to be a Bill's Analysis. And what that does is it's a supporter card, and it says search your deck. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may choose 2 trainer cards you find there and put into your hand. So it's basically a Jirachi with 2 more cards, and you get to pick 2 more cards. So you get to draw 7 instead of 5, and you get to pick 2 instead of 1. So that means you can get a rare candy and a Nest Ball or an Ultra Ball or a Cynthia or a Guzma or a Stadium, whatever it is. I mean, it just lets you, it's just a big variety. And we only play 1 of those, and it seems to work good because the Jirachi is the main engine, and that's mainly how you're getting your stuff. And next we'll go to the items, and we play 4 Ultra Ball, and that's for finding your stage 2s. I mean, there's no other way around that. You can use them in the early game to get your stage 1, to get your basics if you have to, but really they're for getting your stage 2s. And for getting your stage 1s, I mean your basics, not stage 1s, is 4 Nest Ball. And those things right there with Jirachi, you put a Jirachi up, you hit that, you put a Charizard or a Charmander on the bench, and you know, hopefully you hit a Cynthia or something at the same time, and then you try and hit the rest of them, and you get everything out, and then you Ultra Ball what you need, Ultra Ball for the Charizard. And then next up, we have 4 rare candies, because there's no way to get Charmander into Charizard without those rare candies, because we're not playing the stage 2, and it works very well. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. And then next up, we have 2 Skateboard, and these are for Jirachi. There's no other thing that they're really for. I mean, you can attach them to whoever you want, but for Jirachi. And this says the retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 1 colorless less, and it can retreat even if it's asleep or paralyzed. So Jirachi's ability puts it to sleep, and you get to search 5 or look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then pick a trainer and put it in your hand. And then you put that skateboard onto the Jirachi, and then you can retreat it into your Charmander or Charizard or Flareon GX or whatever you want. So it's basically, it's like having a free retreat. You just stick him up there, and then you can use that ability, retreat, and you're good to go. And then next up, the next 2 item cards, we have 2 Choice Band, just a little bit of damage modifier, add 30 damage to EXs or GXs. And it's worked super good in every deck since it's come out, so why not play it here, right? And then next we have 1 Pokemon Communication. And what this does, see this, got a misprint right here. I actually have 4 of them. They look exactly like this, and the misprint, the marks are all in the same place. I ordered them from a TCG player, and I was kind of concerned about it, and I messaged them, was like, hey, what's up with my communications? They're like, oh, it's a misprint. The entire box looks like that. So it doesn't bother me. I just want to make sure they hadn't messed it up. But Pokemon Communication is reveal a Pokemon from your hand. Let's put it up here where you can see it here. Reveal a Pokemon from your hand and put it into your deck. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So you've got a worthless card in your hand. Maybe you've got a Charmander in your hand, but you really need a Charizard. So you play Pokemon Communication, put that Charmander back in the deck, shuffle or get out the Charizard, and then shuffle up, and then you can immediately rare candy evolve, you know, or whatever it is. It just allows you to swap out those Pokemon that are in your hand that you don't need. And then next we have 1 Energy Recycler, and this is shuffle 5 energy cards from your discard pile back into your deck. And this is great for when you're still wanting to attack with Charizard, but you don't have any energies in your deck. So what you do is you shuffle 5 back in, then you can Roaring Resolve, get 2 energies out, but it doesn't take away too much from the Power Burner GX of Flareon GX's attack, because that's what you're going to be using late game. And then next we have 1 Rescue Stretcher, and this is just for getting them back. You can either put combination of 3 Pokemon into your deck, or you can pick 1 from your discard and put it into your hand. So if you need to get that Charizard out now, then you just get it out, rare candy, and you're going. Or, you know, Charmeleon, whatever, or a Charmander, whatever it is. And then next we have 1 Shrine of Punishment, and this is for those GX and EX matchups. If you can get that out early, put some damage on them team up Pokemon. Pikarom has 240, so if you can get it out there for 2 turns, it goes down to 230, and then on the 3rd turn it goes down to 220, and then you can hit it with Charizard and knock it out. And then last we have Heat Factory Prism Star, and this is just discard a card, draw 3. If you discard a Fire Energy card and draw 3 cards, and so it's just a little bit of a draw support. Helps you get going, helps you find those rare candies, helps you find your Nest Balls, the Skateboards, Guzmas, you know, whatever it is. It's just a really good draw engine. And next up we have our energies, and we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 fire energies, and this is just so you don't ever run out. And it also, if you've got 13 fire energies in the discard and you hit and you attach one to Flareon GX. That's a lot of damage with its Power Burner GX. 10 is 200. So you'd be doing 260. 260. Is that correct? Let's see. 10 is 200. And then 20, 40, 60. So yeah, 260 damage. And that's knocking out a lot of GX and a lot of Tag Team GX Pokemon. And the ones that you can't knock out are weak, except for Snorlax, Eevee and Snorlax GX. It's not weak, but the rest of them are weak. And the only one you can't actually just knock out is Wailord and Magikarp Tag Team. So it's a great amount of energy to have. And with your running through them with Heat Factory, and if you get Bright Flame powered up, you know, that does a lot of damage too, and you discard them that way, and it's just adding more and more damage to the board. But anyway, guys, that's the list. Now remember, it is legal in today's standard. They are playing a lot of cards over there right now that we aren't playing, because they're having they have sets out right now that aren't legal over here. They will be in May, I think. Yes, they have Buzzwole Pheromosa, which is a grass type, so it's weak to fire, so that's good. But it is legal. With all these cards are legal in the team up era. They all come out in the team up, and so it's legal in this standard right now. But so it's great. It's probably going to have a little bit of a problem with Zapdos Jirachi, because that deck likes to just ping on your basics on the bench, and so it's probably going to have some problems with that, but it shouldn't be too bad. And but anyway, guys, that's the deck list. Be sure and like this page. Give me a follow, give me a subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and hit me up if you got any video ideas or you got some questions. Just let me know, and that'll do it for this video.